By the time I hit my 50s, I'd learned a few things, like how family is precious. Work can always wait. And 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles. Not everyone at risk will develop it, but I did. The painful, blistering rash disrupted my life for weeks. Don't learn about your shingles risk the hard way. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
Are you a lifelong fan of General Hospital?
Are you a new fan who wants to know more about the history of the show?
Do you enjoy talking about the show with others?
Do you find yourself yelling at the TV?
Is your self-care an hour a day in Port Charles?
If so, we invite you to join hosts
Amanda Kimmel
and Shannon Coach at the place where all the hidden conversations take place and secrets are revealed.
Meet us at Pier 54,
a General Hospital fan podcast.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to the Port Charles 411 part 4 of Lucky and Liz, part 7 of Lucky. I think now we are in, April, May of 1998. I feel like that might be, we're still in that February to June, end of February. So like end of February, end of June, 1998. But I feel like now we're in about April, May.
Yeah, that would make sense because they're still in school because that's the whole issue with Sarah failing.
Yes. And that's where we left off last week was Liz kind of had a little bit of a flashback when she heard Mr. Murty say not another word. And Lucky has been teaming up with Helena to learn his family secrets.
Because she's a reliable source.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's never going to lie about the Spencers to make someone hate them. Never.
Nope. Never.
But Helena has Lucky snooping around Dara Jensen's office. And I forget why. So we're going to remember. Well, we're going to be told. So Liz saw Lucky breaking into Dara's office. And she tries to talk him out of it, reminding him that he could go to jail. Lucky gets Dara's office door open. He goes on in, shutting Elizabeth out. As she is about to leave, Garcia walks up, heading in the direction of Dara's office. Liz quickly stops him from entering by asking him questions about her case. She wants to go over it with him. Lucky listens as Liz saves his hide. Liz questions Garcia about not another word. She heard someone say that, and she remembered that the rapist said something similar. Garcia wants to get her statement down on paper. They head back to his office. Next, in the hallway outside Dara's office, steps Luke. Inside, Lucky has found something. Dara's strategies. For what? Okay. Lucky leaves Dara's office just as Liz walks up and they make their exit. The ever-watchful Luke has stepped out of sight so Lucky wouldn't see him. Lucky is having fun. He looks on stealing from Dara's office as a game of capture the flag. God, I loved that game. Do kids still play that?
I don't know.
Capture the flag and release. Oh, those were great games.
What is release?
Oh, no. You would get someone in jail. Like you would have like the different teams and then someone would, you put them in jail. But then like I could come get you out of jail. But whoever is it can't get me. But if they get me as I'm trying to get you, then I wind up in jail too. But if I tag you, then you get to come back out.
Okay.
So you never played release?
So it's freeze tag, but called jail.
No, it's called release.
Or called release. Sorry. No, I never played that.
Oh.
Madeline played Red Rover the other day, and some kid got injured, like bad enough that they had to call an ambulance. So now we can't play Red Rover anymore. I'm not laughing. Like the kid's okay. I'm assuming he just had a concussion. He like flipped over the people who were holding hands' arms and then fell. But I mean, that game used to get pretty brutal back whenever we were kids, I feel like. So yeah. I'm not shocked that someone is getting hurt now, but I was surprised that they still play that game. So I'll have to ask her if they play Prison Break like Shannon did.
Release. We didn't play it in school. We played it like in the neighborhood.
Oh, okay. I think maybe just your neighborhood made it up.
No. And we played it at church camp and we played it. Oh, that was fun. That was huge. Oh my gosh, I'm getting all these flashbacks now. Okay, anyway, it was great. It was great.
Did they link it to church camp? Like you broke a commandment, now you're in jail or what?
No, He just played.
Oh, okay.
No, I forget how I look for a Facebook post at some point, probably soon, because you know how much I love doing my crowdsourcing questions.
Yes.
So, no, it was the best. It was such a fun game, but we played outside all the time. So,
yeah.
Okay. Liz seems to be having fun too, even though she forgot about the rape for a moment. She even forgot about the rape for a moment. Liz plays Mother Hen, but Lucky tells her, if you played Release, please just write in to peer54podcast at gmail.com. Let me know. I'm not crazy. And then Amanda missed out.
Mm-hmm.
So it seemed like Liz was having fun too. She even forgot about the rape for a moment. Liz plays Mother Hen, but Lucky tells her he knows what he's doing. As he learns young, he's already been saying what all the men say on the soaps. The less you know, the better. She wants to know why he's working for Helena. He just wants to know everything since her family has been wrapped around him for 20 years. Since his family has been wrapped around her for 20 years, he just wants to know everything since her family has been wrapped around him for 20 years.
Yeah, wrapped around his family.
So whatever. They've been involved in some way. It wasn't 20 years though, was it? When was the Ice Princess?
Yeah, it would have been 20 years, but at that point they would have been claiming 20 years because Nicholas was older than them in high school, and then there was a few years before Nicholas was conceived.
Nicholas doesn't exist in the timeline.
But he does.
But you can't use that logic because he didn't.
But for Lucky's timeline,
Lucky shouldn't either.
Right, but for Lucky's timeline, Lucky does exist, and he has an older brother who is a few years older than him, and then there'd be a few years for pregnancy and kidnapping, and so there is your 20 years.
As you do. 1981.
Okay.
So, but that's exactly, that's when Lucky would have been born. That's the one that drives me crazy, is because Luke and Laura's wedding is so iconic. Everybody knows that happened in 1981, yet we have Lucky and Nicholas. Yeah. Anyway, and so Liz is going to wait for him. Lucky, and yes, we all know that they do this all the time, so we don't need anything written on that one. It's just, that's soap math. It's called Sorehouse. Well, kind of. They don't have a name for their manipulation of timelines.
No.
Okay. Okie dokie. So Lucky turns over what he finds in Dara's office, and Helena pays him off. Lucky tries to question her about what she wants with Dr. Jones. Helena isn't overwhelmed by his cleverness. What does he want? Oh, man, that's going to drive me crazy. Helena says, and now for your next assignment, keep your eyes open and your mouth shut. Lucky crows that no one knows he is at the police station and nobody follows him unless he wants them to. Lucky meets up with Liz. He has money and he's ready to celebrate. He's celebrating that he's still around to celebrate, and he admits that he's a bit worried. At the Outback, Liz and Lucky talk about catching her rapist. Liz doubts they can do it, but Lucky is sure they can. He knows it's a long shot, but compares it to his work for Helena. Every time I go on the yacht, I'm hoping to find something about my parents. It's a long shot, but I have to try. Liz frets that he shouldn't be doing something so dangerous, but he takes off to visit the yacht yet again. This isn't the Haunted Star.
No, this is her yacht.
Okay. After suggesting that he and Liz concentrate on identifying the soap scent Liz smelled on the rapist, Liz makes a call to Gail Baldwin, indicating that she appears to be handling herself well in front of Lucky. She's still very troubled. Leaving the payphone, she runs into Mr. Murty, literally, who notices how upset she is and insists she sits down and talk to him until she feels better. Leaving her his handkerchief, apparently to dry her tears, he goes to fetch a glass of water. Liz smells his handkerchief and freezes. She recognizes that smell. Ah, Mr. Murty smells like the rapist. Now we're getting somewhere.
Ugh. Anyway, I think she wanted Tony, because don't we roll into this whole she has her sons frozen and she needs doctors to take care of them as they're coming out of being frozen. Yeah. So I think she wanted him for his medical skills. On the yacht, in true Spencer fashion, Lucky snoops around while waiting for Helena. He discovers a bug Luke has planted, but as soon as he finds it, Helena walks in and finds him. Apparently, she thinks he is planting the bug because she strikes towards him, saying, "Lucky, I'm disappointed in you." We hear this line along with Luke, who is listening in from his office. A worried look crosses his face as the bug goes dead. Liz has been cornered into sitting with Mr. Murty, but she is very nervous, trying to hide it. He sees her discomfort and offers a sympathetic ear. Liz knocks over a glass of water and, in the flurry of cleaning it up, snatches and hides Murty's handkerchief. She quickly makes up an excuse to get away. Helena spots the bug that Lucky has located, and she thinks he planted it. We already said that. She demands to know how many others there are. Lucky's pretty cool as he answers that he doesn't know. And extremely upset, Helena orders her henchmen to scour the place and dispose of any transistors they find. While they're at it, dispose of young Mr. Spencer as well. The kid has his father's gumption and acts pretty cocky with Helena, considering his life is at stake. If anything happens to him, his father will see that Nicholas has an accident from which he will never recover. Helena slaps him across the face. How dare he threaten her grandson? She looks up to see Luke pointing a gun at her. Try that again. I'll put a bullet in your face before you can lift your hand. He disarms the goons as Helena congratulates him on using his son as a spy. The two Spencers act as though that was the plan all along. Helena smoothly offers Lucky his payment for his services, a sealed envelope, which he picks up. Luke tells Helena he won't forget the slap she gave his son. I know I won't. He slips away. The goons grovel for forgiveness, but Helena shushes him. Lucky Spencer served his purpose. I've given him something to remember me by. On the docks, Lucky tells his dad that he no longer needs help. Lucky opens the envelope to find photos of Laura post-rape and battered. He silently hands them to Luke. These are fake, Luke sputters. The police never took pictures of Laura, and she never looked like this. At the docks, Liz finds Lucky. She tells him that she thinks that Mr. Murty is the guy who raped her. Lucky and Liz discuss Murty as rapist and decide to research his past. They borrow Sarah's computer since Lucky is such a computer whiz. Lucky breaks into some records and finds out Murty is divorced. Audrey walks in on them but is happy to see Lucky helping Liz do extra schoolwork. Lucky and Liz find out that Murty's first ex-wife made a 911 call for domestic violence. At the Port Charles Hotel, Liz and Lucky are checking out the menu. They're there, it turns out, looking for former Mrs. Murty. The waiter gives them attitude when Liz tries to get away with nursing a drink and not buying dinner. They opt to split a spinach salad and give the entrees more thought. Getting down to business, Lucky reminds Liz all they have to go on is the soapy-smelling handkerchief and the fact that Mrs. Murty once called the police to report a domestic disturbance. Lucky takes off to find the hotel time clock and figure out which department employs the woman they seek. Back at the restaurant, the waiter is suggesting 2 dishes to Liz while she waits for Lucky to come back from his fishing expedition. Luke comes in and tells Elizabeth that if Lucky gets in trouble, he's available to help. Then Lucky returns to the table and Luke takes off. Lucky and Liz craftily have Mrs. Murty paged so they can learn her identity. Lucky and Liz are leaving from their meal at the shop when where the ex-Mrs. Murty works as a waitress. Liz approaches her and asks for her help. Mrs. M says they're off their rockers and tries to leave. Lucky mentions a past domestic violence call, and again, they try her, but she won't help them. She says. Lucky and Liz bring up Liz's rape and tell the missus what they suspect about the mister. The waitress tells them she's sympathetic, but refuses to get involved and leaves. Lucky insists they'll get Murty another way. Lucky climbs into Liz's room and adjusts the shade. Liz brings in brownies. They discuss how she's tired of being afraid of the rapist. He's worried that she's too engrossed with revenge. Lucky says it's like his dad. Is that right? Does it help anything? Liz wonders if they're not like other people. He's been sharing a room and he's the only person she can stand for more than a few minutes. Liz asks, "What's your mom like?" People talk about her right away. When you talk to her, it's like she understands everything. She impresses the heck out of you. It's like everything she says is true and right, even when it isn't. Lucky
People
is mad.
take to her right away.
Oh, sorry. I can't read today. Lucky is mad that he didn't get told about Nicholas. The most important thing she doesn't talk about unless she has to. Liz wonders if Laura understands something Liz never will. Lucky asks her if she could ever marry her rapist. She says there's no comparison since she didn't know him. She says Laura's experience was more like date rape. Lucky wonders if Laura really forgave Luke. Liz says she can't imagine marrying her rapist. Maybe she could get to the point of not hating him every minute of every day, but marry him? No way. Liz is sorry she didn't go to the police right away. Lucky reminds her that we're not technically sure it's Mr. Murty. She considers trapping him. They argue about it. Liz goes to bed. Later, she has nightmares, and Lucky holds her. Do you want to go? You made your face because I said Lucky holds her, so I assumed it was your turn.
It's okay. It's okay.
When Elizabeth chastises some customers for necking, Bobby takes the opportunity to remind Liz what a wonderful experience sex can be under the right circumstances. When Liz is skeptical of Bobby's credentials when it comes to sex experience, Miss Spencer whips out her resume of being a teenage prostitute. Lucky comes in. Afterwards, Liz treats Lucky with food to thank him for his help and advice in the Murty situation. He reaffirms his vow to help her pin whoever raped her. Ned shows up at Ruby's to the irritation of Liz, who is alone inside, wearing an apron and hard at work. The diner is closed, she tells him, for a private party, and he'll be in the way. He answers that he made plans to meet someone there and settles in to wait. Lucky arrives for his dinner date with Liz. She tells him it is turning out lousy. Lucky tries gamely to make his way through Liz's dinner. They banter and giggle entertainingly. He confesses that it is indeed the worst meal he's ever eaten, and then tries to feed it to her. They giggle some more, and it's nice to see how relaxed Liz is in his presence. Liz is impressed when Audrey is invited to the Bacchanalia ball. Audrey discovers Lucky has been staying in Liz's room. She gives him the boot. Liz is furious and starts to pack. Lucky is so sweet and protective of Liz. Lucky and Liz are packing their bags in preparation of running off together when Audrey rudely interrupts their efforts. After fighting with Elizabeth, Audrey grabs Lucky for a heart-to-heart, begs him to talk Liz out of going with him. He doesn't answer, but later tries to dissuade Miss Weber from coming. She threatens to leave with or without him, so he brings her along. Audrey opens the door to Liz's room and sees that they have left through the window. Later, she brings Luke into the room for a little show and tell and bashes him for his role in the misadventure. Luke promises her that Liz is safe with her son and that he'll keep an eye out for them. They wind up at the docks, plotting their next step and making plans to crash the Cassadine ball.
Bacchanalia begins. Lucky and Liz sneak onto the island. They'll watch the show from outside. Liz gets nervous. Lucky and Liz are looking through the windows. She is starstruck. He offers to waltz with her. After some initial awkwardness, she agrees. Didn't we see this? Or did I just watch this recently?
I think you just watched this recently.
Okay. After some initial awkwardness, she agrees. This is a great scene between them as she allows him to hold her. She has such trust in him. Man. Okay. After the ball, they sleep in the catacombs, because that's a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky went back to the Hardys to pick up Liz's bear, Boris. He is so sweet. Do you have a teddy bear?
I do not.
Did you have a teddy bear?
No, I had a blankie.
Oh, I had a Silky.
Mm.
I have a teddy bear, Fred, and I've had him since I was very, very, very young. And I actually left him in Disney when I was probably too old to have brought him to Disney. And they had him and shipped him back to me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Well, they probably assumed it was a child who left and not a 14-year-old that was on her band trip at the end of 9th grade. But, it's okay. When Liz's skirmish over the damp and creatures, Lucky tells her his next idea. Lucky tells her his next idea. Liz and Lucky break and enter into a vacant home. She is worried. He claims there are laser beams all over. When she realizes he's joking, she gets physical for a second, but he retreats when she backs off. I'm assuming she was smacking him.
Yeah.
They play trivia and he cooks. They discuss life on the run. They talk about Nicholas. She is surprised that they didn't know about Nick until a couple of years ago. She understands why that's important to Lucky. Liz asks if Laura loved Stavros. Lucky doesn't know. They go to bed, laying on the kitchen benches. Liz asks Lucky to leave the light on. Her nose itches, and he says his mom says that means somebody is coming. Luke tells Audrey he's sure the kids are fine, but he's trying to find Lucky before Laura comes home. Lucky and Liz are in front of Luke's place, discussing their intention to sneak in and get some food. And there's just a little note saying that it's noticed that there are bullet holes still in the door of Luke's place, and it gives it a certain Luke-ish flair. So then we see Laura come home. Audrey shows up at the door, sputtering about her granddaughter and the intolerable situation and going to the police. Laura is so far behind, she assumes this is about Lucky and Sarah. Audrey realizes Laura is in the dark and wonders aloud what Luke has been telling her. What did he say when you asked how Lucky was? Then she tells Laura that Lucky and Liz have run away from home, and Laura grows even more confused as Audrey informs her just how long Lucky has been on the lam. Laura asks Audrey to give her the afternoon to get her bearings and a chance to talk to her husband. Luke asks Audrey if she has heard from Elizabeth. She lets him know that she has seen Laura, and he's probably like, oops.
Mm-hmm.
Then we see Elizabeth stepping out of an elevator, and Luke begs her to tell Lucky he must talk to his son ASAP, that there's been a family emergency. Luke takes off, and now that he knows Lulu's mom's back in town. And Lucky's mom.
Right?
Audrey thinks Liz is coming home, but her granddaughter lets her know she's just checking in so Graham won't worry. Laura has made it to the club looking for Luke. A worker tells her that her husband isn't around, and she settles in to wait for him. Perfect timing, of course, because Lucky strolls out of the kitchen with a bag of groceries. Laura, relieved to find him where he belongs, assumes Audrey was mistaken. Her face lights up when she sees her son, but he is clearly less than thrilled to see her. Lucky uses putting the groceries on a bar stool as a way to avoid his mother's embrace. Laura tells him that Audrey had alarmed her, and she's glad that everything's okay. Lucky immediately puts her on notice that everything is not okay. Why are you here? Somebody sent up a flare? Laura says it was time to come home and asks about him. Lucky realizes his parents have not spoken yet. He's not surprised that his father hasn't filled her in, but he taunts her with the fact that he's been gone for weeks and she wasn't told. He goes on in a really annoying, I don't give a darn voice, as Laura's face registers all sorts of emotions as she struggles to find her feet and process what is going on. We see flashes of anger, confusion, and concern. But I guess that's the secret of your success. You don't really tell each other much of anything, which is okay with me. In fact, I'm glad Dad never told you about Nicholas being shot. Poor Laura is really thrown a bit by this news. What? Lucky is on a roll. Well, he continues, because when you came back, I wanted it to be because of us and not him. Seemed important to me at the time. Laura tries to find out about her firstborn. Nicholas was shot? Lucky crosses his arm and continues to striving to sound casual. Yeah, right here in the parking lot. It was a drive-by thing. You know, those things happen. He got a bullet right in the neck. Man, for him, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Laura is shocked, and Lucky seems to be enjoying her discomfort. Okay, keep in mind, Lucky was a teenager.
Right.
Still sounds very, very callous, but he was mad at his parents for lying to him his entire life. And
teenagers can be jerks.
It was before he learned you don't hurt people just because they hurt you. Oh my God, she murmurs. Throughout the scene, Lucky is all shrugged shoulders and cock-headed, studied nonchalance. He continues, yeah, for a long time he couldn't speak. But I mean, this was before Christmas, but he's fine. He's talking fine now. I can vouch for that. Before Christmas? He picks up his bag of groceries and starts to go out. Don't you walk out on me. Laura is ticked. I'm your mother. Tell me, she demands. What have I done that is so terrible? Lucky tells her the great crime is you married him. Now Laura is thoroughly confused. Your father? She wants to know why Luke and Lucky are at odds and observes that wishing we were never married is like wishing you had never been born. And Lucky doesn't deny it. Lucky tells her it hurts to look at her. He asks her to tell him the truth about something, and she promises she will. They have a big rape confrontation scene. Oh, darn it. They do have videos about this. And she promised, yeah. He tells her about having seen rape up close through Elizabeth's eyes. He talks about the way rape changed Liz. Lucky finally meets Liz at the docks. He is dazed, his mind off in some other place. Liz tells him that she ran into his dad, and his dad said there was a family emergency. Lucky says that's too late. His mother is back. He ran into her at Luke's club. Liz asks how it was to see his mother. Was she happy to see him? Was he happy to see her? Lucky responds only by saying that she is his mother. He lets out a deep sigh, walks towards the water, closes his eyes, and lowers his head. Elizabeth looks on, wondering why he is so troubled. So I feel like some of these episodes are going to be shorter, but I feel like so much happens in them. It would be overwhelming to have it all at once.
Right. It's supposed to highlight what was going on at that moment. And the previous one was highlighting Liz finding out about Audrey. And then this one is highlighting Laura coming home. And if they go together, it's too much.
Yeah, I agree. So we're going to end there for this week. Lucky's going to take us forever, but I'm okay with it.
The smile you get every time that he says something sweet to Liz is worth it if it takes us the whole rest of the year.
Merry Christmas. Well, I think we started Alan in October and we finished up in December, but I think we had a couple breaks. So we'll see where this takes us. But yeah, I mean, I guess join us on Monday as we see what Lucky's up to since his return and recapping the rest of the shows, you know.
No, we won't. We'll just talk about Lucky. I think that was last week's episode. It was only 3 days, and yet we talked about Lucky for as long as we do.
Hey, he had a lot happening.
Anyway, have a good weekend.
And we'll meet you at the pier.
Bye.
If you enjoyed today's show, we invite you to go to pier54podcast.com to subscribe on your favorite platform. Don't forget to leave us a review. And you can also follow us on many social media channels. Just search for Pier 54 Podcast. Also, we are not perfect, so if there is something that we missed or messed up, just let us know by emailing us at pier54podcast@gmail.com.
When you have a Pixel 10, you may get asked a few questions, like, what is that? How did you do that? And can we use your camera instead? Ask more of your phone. Google Pixel 10.
It's tax season, and at LifeLock, we know you're tired of numbers. But here's a big one you need to hear. Billions. That's the amount of money in refunds the IRS has flagged for possible identity fraud. Now here's another big number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, we'll fix it guaranteed. One last big number. Save up to 40% your first year. Visit LifeLock.com/podcast for the threats you can't control. Terms apply.